Well, Across the Spider-Verse was set to deliver a lot of cameos from this Spider-Man universe, and fans had pretty high expectations. So the question is, did it deliver? We did indeed get some live-action cameos, but I think some of them might have fell short. So let's take a couple minutes to dive into who we got, who we didn't, and that sort of middle ground that might be a little disappointing. Well, it is time because Across the Spider-Verse is now in theaters, and we're going to take a couple minutes to talk about what's going on in the movie and some of the cameos that did indeed show up. Now, it should be pretty obvious to everybody there's going to be some spoilers here, and if you haven't seen the movie or don't want these cameos spoiled, it is totally the time to click away. You won't hurt my feelings, just come back and we'll talk about it after you've seen the movie. Now, we already knew about one cameo, and we talked about it the other day. It was pretty minor, but a TV spot did feature Venom's Mrs. Chen, played by Peggy Lou, who is the lady that runs the convenience store that's often frequented by Eddie Brock. Now, that cameo is indeed in the movie, but unfortunately, there's no Eddie Brock and there's no Venom in that same scene, so neither one of those guys show up in the film. Now, the second big cameo, I have to say, was a bit of a surprise and kind of caught me off guard and makes me question the future of this character in the MCU or in the Spider-Verse. Later on in the movie, when Miles Morales actually meets Miguel O'Hara and the Spider Society, we see a live-action variant of Miles' Uncle Aaron, aka the Prowler, and this is indeed played by Donald Glover. Now, if you remember correctly, he was in Spider-Man Homecoming, but we haven't seen him since, and many fans have wondered what happened to the character. Last we saw him, Spider-Man had left him webbed and stuck, and in an extended cut version of that scene, he did actually reach out to Miles and let him know he was going to be late. So the character has a pretty deep tie, and I was completely surprised to see Donald Glover show up in the film. Now, obviously, there's a ton of other Spider characters, but nobody else technically returns in live action except in old footage. Now, this means Tom Holland does not show up in the film. There's absolutely no sign of Tom, and although we heard the actor very nearly had a voice cameo in the movie, it seems like that didn't work out, and there's no sign of Tom Holland anywhere in this project. Now, I do have to wonder about the relationship with Marvel, the contractual agreements with the MCU, and the litany of reasons that could cause for Tom not to be able to appear. We don't know what those contracts say, so it could be Tom wanted to be in the movie, but couldn't. These are things we'll never know. Now, we did actually get appearances by Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but unfortunately, these aren't exactly what fans hoped for. Neither actor appeared to record any new dialogue, and they both used rehash footage. For the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, we actually see Peter Parker mourning the death of Uncle Ben, pulled directly from the 2002 movie. Now, we also got a little appearance from Andrew Garfield, and this is once again rehash footage. This is him mourning the fallen Captain George Stacy, but just like everybody else, he doesn't lend his voice to the project anywhere in the film, and his version of Spider-Man doesn't show up in live action or animation. Now, I know some fans are going to find this a bit disappointing. Many were hoping for any of these Spider characters to appear in the film, but given the production time and what else was going on with Marvel, as well as this being an animated film, I guess we have to temper our expectations. I'm not really sure why they didn't do more cameos or new shot appearances. Obviously, working these deals out with actors and their schedules can be problematic, so maybe using rehash footage was the best bet for Sony. Now again, I haven't dropped a review on this movie yet. I totally loved it. It was really great. I actually thought it was better than the first one, and it does indeed leave us with a bit of a cliffhanger, elevating my expectations for the next film to the nth degree. When we finally get a peek at Beyond the Spider-Verse, well, we're gonna have to wait and see.